Hare Krishna. Summary of Canto 3, Chapter 19. The Killing of Demon Hiranyaksha. Hearing these words of Brahma, which were like nectar, the Lord laughed and accepted his prayer with love. The Lord then sprang and aimed his mace at the chin of Hiranyaksha. But this demon struck back with his mace, and the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and fell down whirling. This was miraculous. Though the demon at this time had the opportunity, he did not strike the unarmed Lord, respecting the law of single combat. This made the Lord angry. As the Lord's mace fell, a cry of alarm rose from the witnessing gods and rishis. The Lord acknowledged the demon's dharma and invoked his Sudarshan Chakra. As the Lord engaged in play with this demon, the witnessing people who had no knowledge of the Lord's reality cried, "May victory attend you, please kill him." Seeing the Lord with his chakra, the demon's senses were overpowered, and he began to hiss like a serpent and bit his lip. Hiranyaksha stared at the Lord as though to burn him down. He sprang into the air and aimed his mace at the Lord, saying, "You are slain." The Lord effortlessly knocked down the mace, which had the speed of a wind, with his left foot. The Lord then said, "Take up your weapon and try again. You are very eager to conquer me." So like this, the demon again attacked the Lord by his mace and roared loudly. The Lord playfully caught hold of that mace, just like how Garuda would seize a serpent. His valor frustrated Hiranyaksha felt very humiliated and reluctant to take back the mace when it was offered by the Lord. Hiranyaksha then invoked a deadly trident and threw it at the Lord, like as if one would use penance to harm a holy Brahmin. The Lord cut the trident with his chakra, even as Indra cut off a wing of Garuda, just like how Indra would cut off the wing of Garuda. Hiranyaksha, angered, struck the Lord's chest with his hard fist and disappeared. But the Lord did not feel the least quaking, just like an elephant struck by a garland. Hiranyaksha then employed many illusions against the Lord. This Lord is the Lord of Yogamaya. He is Yoga Mayeshwara. But Hiranyaksha was using illusions against this Lord. And seeing this, the terrified people throughout the universe, they thought that the dissolution was coming close. Fierce winds began to blow, stones were overthrown, and stones were falling in all directions. The sky became devoid of luminaries, and there was lightning and thunder everywhere. It started raining pus, hair, blood, stool, urine, bones, and so on. Mountains discharged various weapons, and so many demonesses, armed with tridents, appeared with their hair hanging loose. Yakshas and Rakshasas started shouting cruel and violent slogans. Then the Lord invoked the Sudarshan Chakra, which is completely capable of destroying all these illusions. At that time, a shudder suddenly ran through the heart of Diti, and she remembered her husband's prediction. Blood started to flow from her breasts. With his illusions being destroyed, Hiranyaksha tried to squeeze the Lord's body with his arms. But to his amazement, he found that the Lord was standing outside his grasp. Frustrated, Hiranyaksha stared, and he wanted to strike the Lord at his chest with his hand and fists, but then the Lord slapped him in the root of his ear. Though struck somewhat indifferently, Hiranyaksha's body began to wheel, and eyeballs bulged out, arms and legs were broken, his hair was scattered, and he fell down dead like an uprooted tree. Seeing the dead body of Hiranyaksha, whose glow was not yet faded, Brahma and others admiringly said, "Oh, who could meet such a blessed death?" He was struck by a forefoot of the Lord, on whom yogis meditate upon. While seeing the face of the Lord, this Hiranyaksha has cast off his body. These two assistants of the Lord, having been cursed, they have become demons, and they will get back to their position in very few births. demigods, they began to address the Lord. They said, all obeisance is unto you, O Lord. You are the enjoyer of all sacrifices, and you have assumed the form of a boar in pure sattva for maintaining the world. Now that the demon has been killed by you, you are now at ease, we are at ease, and we are filled with devotion to your lotus feet. Maitreya then said, the Lord returned to his abode after this, and he is continuously being praised by all the demigods in the spiritual world. So, I have spoken to you about the pastime of Varahadev as I had heard it from my Guru. Then Srila Sutta Goswami told to Shaunakadi rishis. Vidura felt transcendental bliss by hearing the Lord's pastimes from authoritative source Maitreya, and he became very happy. What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord? People may take transcendental pleasure even hearing the words and deeds of his devotees. The Lord delivered Gajendra, who was just an animal, who meditated upon the Lord's lotus feet when he was attacked by an alligator. What grateful person would not worship this Lord, who can be easily pleased by the spotless devotees who take exclusive shelter of him? However, the unrighteous man finds it very difficult to worship him. Anyone who hears, chants, or takes pleasure in this narration will be relieved from sinful results, even from the sin of killing a Brahmana. It confers extraordinary merit, wealth, position, fame, long life, prowess of senses and lifeware during battle. One who listens it at the last moment is transferred to the abode of the Lord. एतन्महापुण्यमलं पवित्रं धन्यं यशस्यं पदमायुराशिषां प्राणेन्द्रियाणां युधि शौर्यवर्धनं नारायणो अन्ते गतेरङ्गशृण्वताम्. This completes the summary of Canto 3, Chapter 19, The Killing of Demon Hiranyaksha. Hare Krishna.